What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. I know everyone is having a legendary day.
Know it's been a minute, but we back. Dub City! Meeting!
I would say it's Victory Tuesday, but with the game right around the corner, kind of only really got one victory day this week. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and break this down, let y'all know what it means for the rest. Jason Wait in the green room. We'll go ahead and get started, but before, as always, we got to pay some bills. Today's episode is sponsored by Power Brand Systems. Need help getting new customers for your business? Let Power Brand Systems help you grow with their powerful tools. Visit powerbrandsystems.com/Niner Faithful Radio for more info. If you like our content and would like to support the show, consider leaving us a tip in our tip jar at ninerfaithfulradio.us/tip jar. Join our exclusive membership community where you get exclusive NFR content not available anywhere else. Join our exclusive chat, 20% off of all non-sale For the Faithful by the Faithful gear, and much more. Visit portal.ninerfaithfulradio.us/login to join.
For the Faithful by the Faithful Season 4 apparel is finally here. To see this year's designs and also save 20% off of Season 1 through 3 designs, go to ninerfaithfulradio.com/shop. Tune in for Madden Stream Wednesday as we stream this week's game on Madden 25. Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner Faithful R on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brand Systems.
What's cracking, Jason? How you doing, bruh?
Hello, for Faithful. How's everybody doing today?
You know, I'm legendary, bro. I'm legendary. To really watch like meaningful football at Levi Stadium this week. Woo!
Been a while.
So, like, the theme and everything. Oh, shit, you shaved.
Yeah.
The theme of kind of threw me off. I was like, oh, shit. The theme I was walking around kind of, you know, it's been weird this year because, you know, we've had where it's felt like we've had a million home and then it's felt like we've had a million road games in a row, you know? It's kind of like, oh, I haven't seen y'all in a while. You know, it's been a little bit. So the theme that we were walking around telling everybody, what's up, Steve-O? Is where the fuck has that been all year?
Yeah, no shit.
Like,
what up, Lawrence?
What up, Lawrence? Good to see you, bro. That's kind of the theme I kind of felt all year was where has that been all year?
Is it too little, too late?
I mean, we'll find out. But for one game, look, I do want a bad football team, bro. They're a bad football team. You know, yeah.
See, I don't think they're as bad as everybody says they are, man. I mean, losing all those games, like one play and this and that, they've been hanging in games that we lost. So,
you know, we were talking a little bit on Tuesday, and I was going to bring it more up on Friday. They remind me of us in 2017.
Oh, for sure.
More talent, more talent because they got some players. I think it was a little bit of a perfect storm for them. You know, like you said, you've been saying all season, Jason, this team's got no marbles, you know? I think it was a little bit of enough is enough. You know, if really all it took was Demo speak for, you know, in front of the team on Saturday, then fuck, why didn't we do that after week 2? Like shit.
Do you think Brock cussed? Or you know what I mean? Like I want to know how he like what he says. Like if he's just like, because Brock is he's very opinionated, very Christian-like of him and all that.
Yeah.
So is he out there like, come on, motherfuckers? Or he's like, Jolly Jew Willikers, gentlemen, we've got to get our booties and I want to hear what a Brock Purdy pump-up speech sounds like.
I think there is probably, some profanity in it and everything like that. Like
from Brock, I don't know.
Like, see something because he doesn't really strike me as I have to say this. I'm so proud of myself. So I have not been able to see the replay. Was that hit dirty?
Nah.
Like I felt a little like it was a little extra, but I saw the Purdy chant when he was walking off the field and everything like that. I'm not gonna lie, from a non play wise, like obviously end of Seahawks game, whatever. That's the fastest I've ever heard Levi's get quiet.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I heard on TV how fast they got quiet.
It got like deathly quiet, like eerily, like
it wasn't a bad hit.
But I mean, bounce back and everything like that. But I think it was a little bit of a perfect storm that the Bears did, where look, I agree. I mean, I saw like Ndunze, like I would take him.
Oh yeah,
whoever the hell their nickelback is, I take him on the Niners. He would start over Charvarius Ward to me.
They've got a good defensive young. You know how you said you
were fifth in passing.
Reminds me of the 2021 Lions.
Yeah, I could like they're gonna be a force to reckon with. Did I see anything from Caleb that make me think he's gonna be a bust? No. They got a bad offensive line.
That is the knock on them. That is the knock. Their offensive line is absolutely freaking terrible. Hence the 7 sacks. What's up, Miss Teresa?
What did TJ do? Like, what did I do?
Thank you for the hyper.
Oh, damn. Well, when was her birthday?
See, I was the one who told you happy birthday, Miss Teresa.
Yeah, that's what she's saying. When was her birthday? When was your birthday?
Oh, I want to say it was Wednesday, Thursday.
Damn, I missed that. Happy birthday, my bad. No, like for real. I try to. I'm the type of person like I'm a big birthday person. Like I'm a big like, hey, look, we're all never promised the next year. You know what I'm saying? I got older homies that were a few years older that I'm hella older than now. And everything like that. So we're never promised next year, the 7th. Okay. Oh, that's my best friend's mom's birthday.
So
Saturday. Okay, happy birthday, love. My bad. Happy belated birthday.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you, Miss Teresa.
So look, as long as I don't forget July 28th, I'm good.
What's up, Ferry?
What's up, Ferry? So I think it was a little bit of a perfect storm. You back a rat in the corner, type of situation. I do want to preference it because, like, to me, the Hail Mary, like I haven't dived deep into, the Bears, but I haven't dived deep into it or anything. But I mean that Hail Mary
was stupid.
Had to break something, bro.
That was stupid as hell.
Like I would literally, I couldn't even imagine how I would handle that, Chase. Like, I don't know if
that won't happen again for 75-ish, kind of thing. Like something with that situation won't happen for another 50 to 75 years. Especially, you got old boy over there on the corner talking shit to the fans, waving his hands, and he has a sprint halfway across the field, and then his dumbass is the one that tips it into the end zone.
Man, that's
just too many weird stuff on that one.
Yeah, that's to me where for those people who are, thank you, love, appreciate it. For those people who are, you know, the NFL are fixed type of people, how the fuck you fix that, bro? Please tell me. Please tell me how the fuck you fix that. Like, look,
it's
I
only
will
fixed
admit,
it's Chiefs game.
yeah, I mean,
That's where it's
see,
not. That's the only game. It's just Chiefs games that are fixed.
see, and I look like so I was talking with this about somebody at the game about this, and I said, look, I said, is there like one of the biggest things I was screaming at the refs during the Chiefs game was don't make it so fucking obvious. You know,
Yeah.
like don't insult my football intelligence. You know, somebody who's been watching this game longer than I can remember. Please don't
Yeah.
insult my intelligence. You know,
A little crazy.
but I'm pretty sure hate because how many people were probably if all this YouTube everything existed in the 80s and 90s, how many people would be saying that about us?
Probably.
You know, how many people said that about the Patriots? How many people probably said that about the Steelers? Well, 70s football was a little bit of a different animal.
About the Cowboys in the 90s.
Yeah, Cry Girls in the 90s. You know, Steve Young says, you know, with did Jerry fumble, you know, scenario and everything like that. Steve says, hey, I still feel that they owe us a couple calls, you know, and everything like that. So you could even say the Whackers. So, you know, I did feel it's like a perfect storm. Now, is this repeatable? That's the thing everybody's saying. Like, okay, like what have we been saying it all year, Jason? Now do it again.
Yep.
You know, now do it again. Is that type of performance repeatable? Dude, I don't think we're gonna blow out the Yams 38-3. You know,
No, can we beat them?
but
Yes, but do I expect a blowout like that? No.
probably the closest we'll get to a game like that. Now, just to get into it right now, matter of fact, let me go ahead and play, and then we'll get into the Kittle Corn MVPs and the Bam Bam MVP of the week.
This segment is brought to you by Shop49ers.com, the official online store of the 49ers. Use our affiliate link in the description to get the latest official Niner gear. Save 10% as well.
So I want to preface this by emotionally, just leadership wise, and those type of things. The Kittle Corn MVP of the week is Kittle Corn. You know, I really feel, but to me, and Isaac Orendo didn't really, honestly, I don't think we ran the ball the greatest.
Well, it was like 1 yard, 1 yard, 15 yards, 1
Yeah,
yard,
exactly,
2 yards,
exactly.
20 yards. I mean, his thing is once if he can hit the corner,
you saw that.
Done. He is complete. It just has to get to the corner. You know, he's not a break tackle kind of a guy like Mason or anything like that. But if he can hit that corner, 100%.
I'm thinking of, I want to say it was the first drive. If you saw it on that run, I want to say it was the first drive and everything. As soon as he hit that corner, it was like, is he going to score? You know, I was actually kind of shocked a little bit that he didn't score.
Yeah.
But really, to me, and we kind of talked about this a little bit today, Jason, as far as, you know, extending him and saying, hey, you know, let's keep you around is Jauan Jennings. I mean, where would we be without Jauan Jennings this year? Where would we be?
Not fighting for our playoffs lives right now. That's for damn sure.
We'd be top fighting for probably a top 5 pick. Let's be real. You know, top 5, like between that. I don't think we would have been so bad to get into, you know, number 1 overall type of conversation, but we definitely, without Jauan Jennings this year, would have been fighting and just taking a little dip into the future. Unless he's wanting to take a pay cut and you know, redo his deal, you know, extend him to you know, lower his cap hit and everything like that. I know how you feel about this, Jason, but I find it very hard for Debo to be on this team, regardless of whatever he says about he's not struggling, whatever. I just saw it, bruh. You just see it. Like
I
I
don't
hate to
want
say
nothing to do with Ronnie Bell there, Tommy.
Ronnie Bell wanted to extend Ronnie Bell's
I
hand.
want nothing to do with Ronnie Bell.
But we need to stop. Yeah.
I mean, think about this. What
So,
if
I
we went
mean-
into next year?
Mhm.
Like, how bad? Okay, so just theoretically, if we had Juwan as the number one receiver, and then you had, you filled in with like Cowing and Pearsall, and say BA just for whatever reason he's not ready to go completely. Then you obviously have Kittle, who Kittle would still be your number one target, for receiving and stuff like that. And then which I'm kind of excited to see what we do in the backfield this offseason because we have options. I think we do now. I mean, but as far as your receiving core, if you have someone like Kittle as your number one, Juwan is like obviously wide receiver one, but probably like your second target, and then working Cowing and Pearsall, that's not the worst. You know what I mean? So I'm not against that.
And especially with the hope that BA will come back, and we've discussed that, Jason, and everything like that. But yeah, I'm to this point without draft and looking into receivers available in the draft and free agency and all that type of stuff. If you ask me, the Niners can only keep one receiver that's not Pearsall or Cowing. It's Juwan at this point.
Absolutely.
I think it's not even a question now. It's it's the progression too. It's the we've been certain Juwan fans. I will admit, Jason, you've been hyping it up and saying, hey, he needs to get more involved in the offense. I was more of a, hey, he's elite at his role. Let's keep him at his role. Mm-hmm. I'm wrong. Juwan Jennings needs to be a part of this receiving core beyond next year.
And not just a part of this receiving core. He needs to be a focus of the receiving core.
It's clear. Brock trusts him. What do we say? What do I say all the time, Jason? Fuck what they say. Fuck what we say. Look at what they show you. Right? It's clear. It's clear. I was speaking about Kittle Corn right now. I was thinking about this, and Dave Lombardi had a point of that you don't put him in a lame duck season next year as the leader of this football team, and let's be real, the face of the Shanahan era. Best. I just wanted to share this. He's 79 receptions, or basically 80 receptions from passing TO for second all time in receptions in team history. He needs 11 touchdowns to pass Vernon Davis for most touchdowns as a tight end in team history. And he's 1,498 yards away from, or basically 1,500 yards away from surpassing TO in all-time yardage. And we're not talking about tight end history. We're talking about Niner history with catches and yards. When you say that, like receiving wise, I know love John Taylor and everything like that, but the two greatest receivers in team history were Jerry and T.O.
Yeah.
When you could look, nobody's going to touch Jerry. We all know that Jerry's records are never going to be broken. Jerry's going to hold, as long as this franchise exists, Jerry Rice is going to be number one on 98% of receiving lists.
Unless they ban running at some point, we have a
unless they ban running or something. But nobody's touching Jerry. But when you could pass T.O. in team history, bruh, I know I've been very outspoken. I don't want it, but I have to admit, I have been outspoken that I thought George Kittle would end his career in Nashville, with the Titans. That can't happen. That can't happen. Not only emotional, locker room, fan favorite, not that type of vibe, but where the fuck is this offense without George Kittle this year? Where is this offense without Kittle Corn?
I don't know if you saw some of the tweets or some of the stuff that I've been posting, but at this point, I am not just referring to George Kittle as the best tight end in the history of the 49ers. I'm not even referring to him as the best tight end compared to Travis Kelce. I'm referring to George Kittle as the best tight end in the history of the NFL.
I think that's not hyperbole, bruh. I think that when you include blocking, I mean, I want to make sure I got this right. I'm pretty sure it was third fastest to over 7,000 yards receiving and 500 career catches with Gates and obviously Kelsey.
And that's being after being gimped for what? At the most, 3 or 4 years he's been gimped? Yeah, he's been gimped with, not being the focus. He should have been the focus of this offense the entire time.
Yes.
But
it's hard because Trent is Trent and CMC is CMC.
Mm-hmm.
But you can make a legit argument that he's the best player on offense.
More and more, it looks like he's the most important.
Yeah, okay, most important. But yeah, just obviously
you can focus him. We proved it, did we not, this Sunday?
Yeah,
he can be the focus of the passing game and be very successful.
Sure. Has he lost a step? I think that one he got down to the 5-yard line, I think 2018, 2019, he scores.
He probably goes in.
But I mean, I can't remember George Kittle dropping a pass.
Very rarely.
I only can think of one fumble, and it was in 2019 against Atlanta. It's if you think back to some of the most circus catches that we've seen in team history, obviously the fluke to Ayuk is just numero uno. Not as far as biggest catches, but just most fluke, never going to happen catches again. But I mean, how many times have we seen a ball bounce off of Kittle's face mask and him catch it? The one-handed against the Raiders.
One chip, one-handed. Yeah, exactly.
It's just the one that he went way back against the Seahawks, and I want to say that was 21. Just when you think of some of the biggest plays in the Shanahan era on offense, I mean, the biggest play in offense, you would think you got to still be 4th and 2 in New Orleans, right? Like the biggest play offensive play. Well, I'm just saying of the Shanahan era, minus the CMC touchdowns in the playoffs last year, but in regular season for the offense, the fluke to Ayuk. I said minus playoffs, just because
okay, gotcha.
The level is going to be ratcheted up. But yeah, I mean, some of the biggest plays in the Shanahan era have been number 85. It's just. I always try to calm those things down and everything, and I think there becomes like I remember when you brought it up this offseason, I said, hey, Brent Jones and his 3 rings called, and I we all know where the standard is set, but I mean,
sometimes greatness is still greatness.
Yeah, Brent's asked, and Brent Jones was like, I bow down to Kittle, He was like, I bow down to Kittle.
Because think about this. Dan Marino, one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
Yes. Obviously does not have a ring. Still consistently in the top 10 of greatest quarterbacks of all time.
I think there's definitely some context that goes into that. There's some my only Super Bowl I went against number 16, is definitely a case for that, But yeah, if you, especially nowadays, could you imagine Dan Marino in today's NFL?
Dan Marino would break everything. Like nothing would be sacred because he would break everything and it'd be so far out of reach for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. It would be him. The 2 quarterbacks I'm kind of jealous. Niners wise, obviously, Steve. But the 2 quarterbacks I kind of would say that I'm jealous that don't play in this era are Dan Marino and John Elway.
Jeff George. I would love to see Jeff George play with these roles.
Randall Cunningham.
Donovan McNabb. The guy.
Warren Moon.
Warren Moon's. Steve McNair.
Steve McNair. I'm actually thinking about tonight watching the documentary on Netflix about his murder and everything. Because I remember that was some crazy shit. All right, Bam Bam, defensive MVP. I kind of struggled this for a little bit, and then this man kind of took over the game. Mr. Yurto Gross
Matos.
Gross Matos. I love that. I love his last name, Gross Matos. 3 sacks. I mean, look, let's be real. If I told you the Niners were going to have their most sacks in a game, and God, we're probably talking about this, maybe since that game in Chicago? Cap's first start. Off the top of I can't remember us having 7 sacks. Without Nick Bosa, you're going to tell me what offensive line are we going up against? Let's be real, Jason. I mean, this is a little bit of the Bears' offensive line's that bad, but credit is due where credit is due. It doesn't matter how bad a weakness is if you don't take advantage of it. And what impressed me most about the defense, who, let's be real, kind of took a step back a little bit in the second half. There was a moment where the game was kind of
first drive because it was a long one.
The first 2 drives. So coming out of that second half, you got touchdown. We go 3 and out, and then I want to say they get up to our 37-yard line, our 30-yard line, and you thought the game's only at that point 6 to 24. I mean, not gonna lie, Jason. We've seen it with this football team.
Well, this whole year, after that first drive, I was like, no. After literally going 319 yards to
320 to 4.
What are we really going to start doing this shit immediately in the second half?
Yeah,
do not start this shit with me.
But I will say the 2 things that impressed me most about the defense, that you tell me, maybe not at this level, as far as offensively, but you could tell me we can get. The first half was a little crazy. If you could tell me we could get the second half Niners consistently for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You could give me the second half defense for the next 4 weeks. Look, we need some help. Obviously, we'll get to the standings here in a little bit. That obviously, we didn't get much help as far as, the standings go and everything like that. But if we could get that type of second half defensive performance from the Niners the rest of the season, I'll roll the dice. I'll say, all right, bro.
That first half was such an anomaly. It's just
that's not gonna happen, bro. That's not gonna happen. I mean,
the only person I would put up with this is we brought Huff back, and you can see an immediate upgrade.
Communication.
Exactly. You heard how many of these guys talk about how much the communication on the back end of the defense improved immediately, because he's back there calling everything. And you can almost see it. Yes, he had a few mistakes here and there, obviously being the first game back and whatnot. But you just saw, for the most part, everybody was where they were supposed to be. And like I said, it was just amazing to see how much you get that one person out there who can tell you go here, do this, you do this. When you got someone back there playing quarterback, directing everything, orchestrating how it's supposed to be, it's just immediate.
You saw the first play, literally their first play on offense.
Devondre Campbell looked good in coverage. That's how much of a difference having Huff back there, that even I was like, damn, Devondre Campbell back here in some good coverages.
So, I mean, like I said, 7 sacks ain't going to happen every week, but the thing that impressed me most is 6 of the 7 came on third down. So what was that? Get the fuck off the field, right? That sometimes when the complimentary football is the thing that impressed me the most impressive drive, 2 drives where we punt, we go 7 plays, end up punting, right? What does the defense come out and do in that first, our second drive? They go 5 plays, give up only 5 yards, I believe there wasn't a penalty, but 5 plays and bada bing, bada boom.
We're good to go.
Off the field, offense gets the ball back. We go up 14-0. And yeah, you weren't going to necessarily say that at the moment, but as we know now, that was pretty much ball game. And then
third downs, we were 6 of 7 in the red zone.
Yeah,
fucking wonderful.
It's just
fucking wonderful.
It was everything that we've look. We dare say it. That's the Niners, bro. That's the Niners. I don't know who the fuck that team was that we saw. Fucking
the last 2 months.
The last 2 months or whatever. But that's the team I expected. Obviously, not all the players, but that's the team that I expected. Larry Krueger went out and said, "Look, if the Niners are gonna." Obviously not 38-13, but going to play at that level. There's not a team in the NFC that wants to see us.
No. Well, and when I was watching Breezy and Chapman earlier, Breezy did.
Mm-hmm.
Breezy was saying, this is, don't let us get in the playoffs. If we get to the playoffs and we're healthy, look out.
You mean to tell me you could, for all intents and purposes, Kyle kind of seemed a little about it. But I think this would be the perfect week to bring back Dre. Eventually, assuming you're getting Bosa and Trent back. Hargrave can, if he can come in from his tricep for the playoffs, which was, I know that was a discussion. And then, I know people are going to get Mason back. CMC, they said, would probably have to miss 1 game, and everything like that.
Now, Ben Barch back.
Get Ben Barch back, so you can tell me that this football team can get in the playoffs coming off of all the momentum we would have had to create to get there.
Yeah. You don't want that. You don't want that smoke. The NFC
you don't want that smoke. I don't think anybody wants that smoke. I truly don't. You get 1 game. You get 1 game at the Field of Jeans, and where we're, by the way, undefeated in the playoffs. And I'll roll my. I mean, we'll truly see, we'll have a chance to see them Monday night, last home game of the year. But besides going into Minnesota, and everything like that, there's not a team out there that scares me. If you tell me my Niners are going to play like that, no, bro. That's the team I've been expecting to see.
The Lions in a dome where, we don't have to worry about Purdy and his small hands. In the rain and conditions, like I'll take my chances on that game. Even Minnesota, we got to break that curse at some point.
Yeah, which if we won the division, it would be here.
Yeah.
So Green Bay, look, I feel that game's a lot different. With 3 feet of snow and if you can get CMC rocking and rolling and it'd be tough. I'm not going to say it'd be easy. But done it before. So the division, this is truly, I still think, thank you, Jennings, 2 touchdowns in my fantasy league. MVP of the week, brother. MVP of the week.
No lie. I put him at like the 9th hour when it came to, because I was, I had him, Devontae, and Nico. And I was like, no, not Nico, because they were on a bye. Somebody else. And I kept going up there because I was like, who's going to have the bigger game at the last second? I was like, fuck it, I'm putting in Juwan. And so got me up into second place.
Third and Juwan.
Got me up to second place. And no, he's just every down in 1 now. But
every
last second I put 1 in there for that, for my fantasy league. Obviously, he came through for me big as well.
So obviously, we didn't get much help. Look, I'll look at it this way. If the Seahawks can beat the Packers, which okay, that wouldn't surprise me. Okay, fine, 12th, 1-2s, whatever you want to say. And then go into Minnesota and beat Minnesota. I tip my cap. Y'all deserve the division. That's how I feel about that one, Jason.
That one hurts. Yeah, no, seriously.
So you tip your cap and say, fine, if you could beat the Whackers and the Vikings in back-to-back weeks, especially the Vikings in Minnesota, you tip your cap to them and you say y'all deserve the division.
one of the guys in our league had Addison and Josh Allen. Those two just Josh Allen had 6 total touchdowns. Just so yeah, Addison and then Josh Allen on starting in his line was like, Jesus Christ, that's an ass whooping.
That's rough. You beat the Yams on Thursday. We're basically we would jump ahead of them. And then you wrap it up with Arizona the last week. So I think that
I saw somewhere where if everybody ends up at 3-3, we win because of point differential or conference. Is it conference or point differential?
I can't remember, but basically, is it conference? I at this point,
either way, we have whatever the tiebreaker is.
We got
we
it.
Have it.
And, thank God. So yeah, you tell me that. Let me restart this. You tell me that they can beat those two teams. You tip your cap and you say, "Fine, y'all deserve the division." I think the most that we could ask for, if it's just truly destined, like you said, Jason, like you and I have been saying the last couple of weeks is, hey, reset, not rebuild, retool, all those things that we've been talking about. I think the most that you could really ask for is to go into that last week with something to play for. And fine, the Seahawks end up beating the Yams, so we don't win the division or whatever. It is what it is. But
it's still momentum. Like if we win out to where we're just slightly, you still want all that that momentum going into next year.
Definitely,
James.
So I think Arizona's helping us out. I had a feeling.
It's a nice trio you got there.
And
what's up, Steve-O? I made the playoffs with no CMC or Lobby. Not bad. I had put CMC on the ice a long time ago.
We've been had to do that. And then you get into the conference. The conference is where it is. So we officially could only get the 3 or 4 if we win the division. And then obviously only if the Whackers win one more game. Basically, if we get what we want, the Whackers beat the Seahawks. The best we could do would be the 7th seed. So personally, I think we're more likely to get the division than we are a wild card.
James, if you're talking about the Seattle Green Bay game, that is in Seattle.
Yeah, that's at home, and then they go to Minnesota. Yep. So I mean, you mean to tell me the Niners are going to jump Arizona, Atlanta, the Yams, and Washington? Fine. Sure. I'll give you the division teams. But really, truthfully, if the division's not in the cards, what you really want is Atlanta to win the South because you'll get the tiebreaker over Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay, actually, if you ask me, besides divisional games, which was the one that hurt the Niners' playoff chances the most, was Tampa Bay beating the Raiders. That was the one that kind of, because you wanted that tiebreaker over because I mean Atlanta's 6-3 in the division, bro. That's gonna be
Atlanta's so up and down, man. Like one game they look like they're serious Super Bowl contenders, and then they look like complete shit. It's like, and then it's like they'll go from one game like I said, Super Bowl contenders. Next game, let's start Michael Penix.
Let's start Michael Penix. So I think it'll be tough to jump Atlanta. So get y'all the final everybody's final games here. Atlanta will go to Vegas, the Giants, Washington, Carolina. Washington goes to New Orleans, Philly, Atlanta, and Dallas. I think the 7th seed's if Atlanta can hop in the division, I think the 7th seed's possible. I think it's very difficult, like I said, if Tampa Bay wins the division, to get a wild card spot. Obviously, Green Bay doesn't really necessarily affect us anymore. For the weird chance,
Green Bay to win.
We want them to essentially win. If they don't, New Orleans, Minnesota, Chicago. I think it's going to be very hard to catch them, and obviously they own the tiebreaker. Tampa, this is where it gets a little rough because I do think Tampa might win the South, with only going to the Chargers, the Cry Girls, Carolina, and New Orleans.
Did you see Michael Parsons last night on Monday Night Football? after the game. Just bolted the fuck out of the game. Like, you know how everybody after the game, you're giving up,
Shake
everybody's
hands
giving hugs. He just bounced, got the fuck off the field. It's like he is so broken. He's broken, dude. He is so broken.
Oh man, that franchise just kills players, bro. Just kills them. Hey, Micah, I mean, they would never trade him to us. It would have to be a situation where he's a free agent, but
I think he's just broken as a player. I don't think I'd be surprised if he ever has another dominant season. He's just that team has just broken him to the point he's just like, we can't. Like, as much as we have an issue with the Chiefs and we've got that hurdle in our heads, they have it 5 times worse than what we have it for the Cowboys.
It's a rough year. Arizona, New England, Carolina, the Yams, and then us. They're probably going to go 2-2. I would think they basically need to lose to the Yams. That's one definitely we would have them to. It doesn't really matter if they
Carolina's playing pretty good.
That's at Carolina. So I mean, is because they're lightweight in a free fall, bruh. So truthfully, honestly,
excuse me,
if you put a gun to my head and you said who would be the team that most likely would keep the Niners out of the playoffs, it'd probably be the Yams or the Seahawks. You feel me? I think Arizona's gonna. I think they're
gonna card it.
Yeah, they're dead in the water. The Yams obviously got us, the Jets, Arizona, and then Seattle. And then the Seahawks got Green Bay, Minnesota. Let me restart this. Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago, and then the Yams. We know that they're streaky. I'm gonna say Chicago's gonna beat one of these teams because they got talent, bruh. They got talent, and at some point, 7-game losing streak, all that, it's just a matter of pride. And eventually you've got to, besides this game, they lost 6 out of this, their now 7-game losing streak by a total of, or it was 4 out of the last 5 or something, out of a total of 7 points.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's just come down to one play for each of the losses for the most part.
It was against I want to say Detroit was the one that came down. I would say whatever one was last week, that got Eberflus fired. I would say that was more them giving away the game.
That was Eberflus not knowing how to fucking call a timeout.
God,
I wasn't even. I'm not even put that on the Bears. I'm simply putting that on one person. Your coach needs to know to call a timeout right there.
I think that's why he got fired. It was kind of a situation that it was all right, bro. We're a young team. You could overlook a young coach and things like that over a lot of issues. But when you can't function at basically one of your main jobs on game day,
just call timeout.
Is call timeout and clock management. Yeah, we can't accept that. Maybe appreciate Kyle's at least semi-decent at it. I believe Kyle is a good enough coach that he would have known to call a timeout.
Why did nobody in that staff just do it for him? That's what I want to know. If your head coach is going to do it. Oh, okay. I thought
that's why. So, Jason, how are you feeling, bro? We're all excited, 38-3. That looked like the Niners and everything like that. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about Thursday in the sense of it's a big game. You always get nervous from big games. But something tells me, just something in the pit of my stomach tells me Debo's going to shine this week. I think he'll be my player to watch for the game. Something tells me, seeing that jersey,
he's finally going to make a catch.
I think this is the one where you're going to see Debo. I think this is going to be he
does like beating up on the Rams. He really does like beating up on the Rams.
I'm telling you, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget him saying, "Hey, bro, I'm undefeated against you." And truthfully, honestly, I think that's one Obviously, losing the NFC Championship game, 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, all the emotions that happened in 21. But I think also what hurt Debo was this team. I really do. Because I think Debo says, fuck, I think Debo believed in his hearts of hearts. Fuck these niggas. We beat them. That's what we do not lose to these motherfuckers. You know? Like, that's just how Debo feels. Like, we don't lose to them. Our worst seasons, 2020, we still swept them.
It'd be nice to see it because, obviously, you saw the tweets. Everybody's seen the tweets. It's like, sorry, Debo, you've had chances.
You struggled.
Yeah. And I think part of that is, Kyle, we're running the same 4 plays for Debo. There hasn't been – it's a little bit on Debo, a little bit on Kyle. Kyle needs to do something different with him. Debo needs to do something with his running. So, I mean, both and both. As far as how I'm feeling, this is playoff football, baby. This is, again, from now on, this is playoffs for us. It's from now until whenever. This is playoffs. So I'm already in the playoff mindset at this point. You know what I mean? If we want anything, we need to win out. And that's about all we can hope for.
I've said it over this is you could whatever you want. Kittle said flush every week. You've had a shitty season. You had an awesome season. All that matters is these 5 games. And I will say this, when you're going to talk about ending the quest for 6, I mean, last year's team was one of the best in franchise history.
Yeah.
Arguably the best. Yeah. I the only thing that separates it is not getting it done. Right? Mm-hmm. If they get it done next year, you're probably talking about one of the greatest teams in franchise history. If they get it done. It's got to be something. I remember, think about some of the last 30 years, Jason. Think about some of the teams that we had. And especially back in the 90s and early 2000s when it was a lot of the same players. Steve, Jerry, JT, that haven't, ended the quest for 6. So I want to kind of wrap it up on this. I remember when I interviewed Roger Craig, and I asked him one of the main questions I asked him was, your 3 rings, 10-year wall, all the things. Roger Craig. People kind of thought I was crazy, but I said I take Roger Craig over Walter Payton. I'm sorry, come at me, bro. 3 rings, 1,000. Come at me, bro. But it's clearly a bias of the Niners having too many players in the Hall of Fame from that era is the reason Roger Craig is not in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame's still a sham for Roger gets in.
Look, Jason, nobody agrees with me more than you, brother. That's why literally the only ceremony I've watched is I actually think I missed Jerry's live. So I think since probably I really started to realize what the Hall of Fame was. First time I really realized it was when Joe, Dave Wilcox, and Ronnie Lott went in. T.O. obviously didn't have his. The first one I could really think of to making an event out of it was P-Dub, this year. And then obviously, if you're a faithful, if Frank the Tank gets in, you got to watch Frank the Tank. I mean, that's just that's man.
I'm so mad at the Hall. I'm so mad at the Jason. I don't know if I can, man. I'm that mad at the Hall.
You know what? Frank Gore and Roger Craig go in the same year. Yay!
Be down for it.
Thank God it, bro. You know what? I truly hope, and we said this Super Bowl 50. I truly hope it's next year. I hope that they can announce that Roger Craig's a Hall of Famer at Levi's next year.
How many more years he has till he goes to the veterans?
He's already in the veterans category.
Is he on the veterans? Okay.
Yeah, he's already in the veterans category. So,
if something happens to him, he passes away before he gets in, that's going to be the biggest travesty in the history of the. That's
right.
How do you not have Roger fucking Craig in a Hall of Fame?
I truly, I really think what it is, is I really think it's because of Jerry. And when I say because of Jerry, is because of the greatness of Jerry and everything. I think took a lot of shine away from Roger. But and yeah, I wasn't alive or whatever, but I've watched, trust me, bro, I've watched so many old school Niner games, on YouTube and everything like that. Like Roger.
But even other fan bases are like, why isn't Roger Craig?
Yeah, like I
know a lot of people up here, even they're like, why is Roger Craig?
I don't know. I'm sure every fan base has that player that they feel like that's getting robbed and everything like that. But ours has got the stats and the rings to back it up, bro. Like ours has got the what do you want? Roger longevity, Roger Craig longevity. What do you want? Greatness, Roger Craig greatness. What do you want? Championships, 3 fucking rings.
Like
big
literally anybody else with even remotely with half his stats is in the hall.
It's
guys who don't have rings are in the hall.
To me, I will say this. Y'all know I love Patrick Willis. I love him, and BY are 2A and 2B favorite Niner defensive players of all time. Ronnie's number 1. BY and Patrick Willis, probably that I watched their career. It's BY and Patrick Willis. Roger Craig's more of a Hall of Famer than Patrick Willis. I love Patrick. I do.
I think it's far, far above Patrick Willis. And that's saying a lot because of how good Patrick Willis was. I
thought Patrick Willis was our one that we argue that most people are like, calm down, bro. He barely played. And it's going to be like hit a lot of the beginning of his career being on bad Niner teams, I think would have hurt Patrick Willis's chances. But as far as like list of Niners that should be on Hall of Fame, Roger Craig was above Patrick Willis. Like I love Patrick, and he deserves it. I'm so happy he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's not demeaning to him in any sort of way.
No, he is a Hall of Famer. I was thrilled because I thought he was going to be robbed. Because I thought he didn't play that long, and a lot of his greatness was played on bad Niner teams.
Yeah,
but I mean, look, number 1 heartbreaking moment I've had as a faithful is watching Patrick Willis walking off the field, Super Bowl 47, crying. That's the most heartbreaking moment that I've had as a faithful.
I get it.
And Kyle fucking Williams is like 2B. But just like heartbreaking, like you felt their pain kind of thing. That's like my number 1 nightmare. Anyway, I mean, it's Beat LA week. I started the chant walking out of the stadium. I mean, it's gonna take something special.
And LA and Matt Stafford and what's his name talking mad shit already.
Yeah, beat the Niners. Ooh, I'm gonna be on his helmet so fucking hard, bro. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait, bro. I mean, I'm trying to keep it together, professional. I'm TJ. Always Niner faithful, but CEO of NFR, bro. But yeah, I'm not gonna be surprised. Your boy might get kicked out of this one, bro. Like your boy might be there. There's gonna be a lot of foul language said. This is. Look, I never.
It's basically playoffs.
Yeah, I unfortunately never went to a playoff game at the Stick. I missed that, unfortunately. But look, when it's a big game, there's nothing like the Field of Jeans, bro. When the you know what we should do to set the mindset? We should paint the end zones red.
There you go. Yeah,
I like that. Paint the end zones red. Get the mindset right. Paint the end zones red. I like that. Look, nothing beats Levi's at night. And you got basically Levi's at night with our biggest division rival, the team
prime time, baby.
Jason, I'm so fucking fired up, baby.
I could, if they paint the end zones red, that'd be pretty fucking like that. Like you said, that's
it's going to set the tone. It's going to set the mindset because this is the type of game. They know us, we know them. Ain't nobody going to shock anybody. We know what's up. This is who wants it more. You feel me?
This this is two really good friends, and Kyle and McVay going at it.
Yeah,
You know
this is
who gets between the boys and the fellas.
yeah.
Who gets the
this
bragging
is,
rights when you guys go out and drinking, kind of thing.
I mean, let's be real. Until otherwise, like Sean McVay is going to hold to
Yeah, he's got it
ultimate
over
win.
too. Yeah,
Even if Kyle does win a ring, it's still like gonna, it would take multiple rings from Kyle to be like, but like, let's be real. Even after one ring, it's like, yeah, hey Kyle, you ever see my ring from 2021? And let's be real, I would, if I was Kyle and we won, I would do the exact same shit.
Yeah.
That's why I always told you the game I would be most nervous. The Super Bowl that would make me the most nervous and I don't think I could handle would be go against the Raiders, because that's like the ultimate of ultimate bragging rights,
Yeah.
But I'll play it one time. We didn't see David today, but fuck it.
Same old sorry ass man. So long.
Woo! Beat LA day. All right, Jason. Final thoughts?
Fuck LA. Beat LA.
Beat LA, baby. I love that. All right, bro. We'll see you. So still Friday, right? We'll just probably recap and
we'll see.
All right.
Because I don't know if we actually need one at that point.
Yeah, we'll see what's up. All right, brothers. If not, see you next week.
And I'll get Madden up tomorrow morning.
Yay! All right, brother.
Off a tie to level. One love, everybody.
Beat LA. All right, y'all. You can tell, bro. Beat LA. Beat LA. Your boy might get kicked out of this one, bro. It's gonna be rocking and rolling. Let's keep it going. Ain't dead yet, brother. Let's keep it going. It ain't over until the fat lady sings, right? All right, y'all. We shall see y'all next week. Or I guess I'll see y'all Friday or Tuesday. I'll have Jason let everybody know. Of course, Bebop, as always. All right, y'all. We shall see y'all next week. Till then, faith, love, and happiness.